And we're back. Welcome back to Shifting Lanes, folks. We've got a new car now, new truck actually. This one is the 2022 Toyota Tundra. And for this video, I want to kind of share with you all the new features, because this is riding on a new generation. So there's a lot of changes compared to the previous generation. So as always, if you guys have any questions, please put it down in the comments and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. So for you guys just tuning in, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. And yeah, we've got the supersonic red Toyota Tundra. The trim level, this is the limited version. So this is kind of like a mid-grade. It's not the SR, it's not the SR5, it's not the Platinum, it's not the TRD Pro. This is right in the middle. And this also doesn't have the hybrid version, but it does have the TRD Offroad package. So this is a really nice package altogether. Hey Mohammed, how's it going? Nice to see you again. Pardon the noise in the back because there's a lot of motorcycles driving around. But as is this one, as equipped with the TRD Offroad package, the rock rails, and some of the stuff inside, this is clocking in at $60,000. So pretty expensive truck still, but it's not as expensive as it could be. So let's talk about what we get here. So this, with the TRD Offroad package, means that you've got the 20-inch black wheels. It's got the TRD logo in the center caps right there. Also in the engine bay, all new Tundras are powered by a 3.5-liter V6 that has twin turbos. So let's take a look at it. Let's just open this up and then pop open the hood. And I like how these hoods can have struts on them, so I don't have to reach for a hood strut. But here we go, twin turbo. This is making 389 horsepower, and I forgot how much torque. Yes, this is a boxy body. Donovan says, damn, I was thinking about picking up a new one, but definitely not my taste body-wise. Yeah, it's not for everyone, and it definitely is a lot more boxy than the older Tundra. I think this looks more muscular. Personally, I like the looks of it because I didn't like the looks of the older one. But yeah, compared to the other trucks, this is trying to blend in with those other full-size pickup trucks like the Silverados, the Ram 1500s. So it's gonna try and mimic that same aggressive look. So yeah, GMC vibes is absolutely correct. So let's before we jump inside, let's take a look at the side. You've got the rock rails there, so that looks pretty good. This bed, it's got like it's a pretty simple bed, but it's got a cool party trick. There's a button on the left-hand side. When you press that, it opens up the tailgate. This also comes with an optional step, so getting in and out is pretty easy. And of course, we've got the Tundra bed mat and the 5.5-foot bed. So let's get back down, pop this up. And you know what I like about this bed is it's got like the clever partitions, so you could use like 2x6s or 2x10s, and if you want to partition the bed. And I did do the 4x8 plywood test, and it fits nicely between the wheel wells, so that's pretty good. And to lift it up, close that pretty easily. So let's jump inside. So the interior has been revised. It looks more modern. This is the black Softex material. The seat's pretty okay. It's comfortable. Let's jump inside because it's nice and cool in here. And the big story here is the 14-inch touchscreen. Let's turn it on. So I apologize for the frame rate issue there. I'm trying to minimize it, but anyway, 14-inch touchscreen, all new infotainment system. This is a lot easier to use compared to the previous one. And yeah, I just like the layout of this thing. And it also has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, the wireless version of it, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, this is working really well. I like it a lot. The buttons on here are pretty nice. They're nicely laid out. Big volume knob. And also, I love these toggle switches. This is your trailer control. This is your 360-degree camera view. So that's really helpful. And then you've got your electronic rear locking differential. So this is a very capable off-road vehicle. And if you need that extra little motivation, you could lock the rear diff to get yourself out of a rut. So pretty well equipped in terms of 4x4 stuff. And of course, you've got the switch to go between 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low. Pretty straightforward, and no more manual handles. This is all kind of like using actuators. So if you like the old manual way of going into 4 high and 4 low, well, it's not here anymore. And over here, you've got your drive mode dial, you've got your multi-terrain select. So basically that kind of changes how the differentials behave depending on the road surfaces that you have. And then you've got 2 different tow modes and also your downhill assist or crawl control. Crawl control, think of it as like cruise control, but when you're off-roading, you could just set the speed so you don't have to worry about applying gas. You could just worry about applying the brakes. So really helpful features if you like to do some off-road stuff. The one upgrade that I haven't mentioned is that this comes with the Bilstein shocks. So that's like an off-road grade suspension. So it's really helpful if you have that, because it makes the ride feel so much better. We've got a couple of more comments. Yashim says, more driver friendly with the shifter and mid console. You're absolutely correct. I love the shape of the shifter. This is also a nice palm rest. All of this is within easy reach. The downside to this big screen is that some of the buttons on the right hand side is a bit of a reach. If you're a tall person, it's not an issue, of course. And looking straight ahead, we've got the more analog instrument cluster. This also has the available 12.3-inch fully digital instrument cluster, which looks so good. And I'm kind of bummed that this is not in this vehicle, especially considering that this is a $60,000 truck. But anyway, the steering wheel has been revised. I like that the cruise control functions are all within the steering wheel now. The old Tundra had that weird cruise control stalk right over here, and I just didn't like the design of it. But if you look at the center console, big surfaces here. You could put your laptop in here. I know a lot of people like to use this as their work truck, so it's nice to have this big flat surface. And then you could open that up to get access, or if you want, you could even just open this entire thing, and you've got some USBs. You've got your coin holders here, and you've got some trays that you could remove. And if you remove this, take a look at this little Easter egg. You've got the cutouts for the different vehicles, off-roading capable vehicles that Toyota has. So let's put that back in. One other feature here, you've got a wireless charger there. It works just all right, but it's nice to have that there if you need it. And but yeah, that's the interior. Let's take a look at the back seat. Lots of leg room, 41.2 inches of rear leg room. That's pretty generous. It's not as big as some of the other full-size trucks, but you know what? This is still a very, very large interior. So let's go back outside and take a look at this Toyota Tundra one more time. And again, if you're just tuning in now, thank you so much for joining me. What I have here is the 2022 Toyota Tundra Limited. So this is the mid-grade, mid-spec Toyota Tundra. It starts at around $40,000 and tops out at the, I believe, the Capstone or the TRD Pro, and that's somewhere around $70,000 to $80,000. But this one is very middle of the road. It is at $60,000 with all the packages equipped. This also comes with the 4x4 system and the TRD Offroad package. So a lot of really cool upgrades. It's got the rock rails too. But overall, what is it like to drive this thing? This thing is a much better daily driver compared to the previous Toyota Tundra. The one upgrade that one change I did not mention is that the rear suspension is now using coil springs. So there's no more leaf springs. So in terms of ride and handling, this thing rides a little bit better than the previous generation. But the one design hit that it takes is that the payload isn't as high as the previous generation. So the payload is somewhere around 1,700 pounds, but the previous generation is somewhere around 2,000 pounds. So it takes a hit, but overall the ride and handling qualities of this truck is a lot better than the previous generation. And it's also more efficient because this twin turbo V6, it has, I believe it has 17 city, 22 highway, and 19 miles per gallon combined, whereas the old generation, I think that gets about 13 city and 17 highway. So if you want to save more gas, get this one. Or if you want to save a little bit more, get the hybrid version, because that is about $3,400 extra, but you get more power. You've got like a battery underneath the rear seat, and your miles per gallon for the city at least improves by about 2 miles per gallon. So a lot of options for this new Toyota Tundra. It's worth considering. I know this is a really tough market and Toyota Tundra got their work cut out for them, but in terms of options, there's plenty to choose from, so you can make this like the optimal truck for your needs. An aspect like this one, limited with the TRD Offroad, this is the truck that I would actually take home, because it's got the capable off-road suspension, it's got the 4x4 system, and it's got the base engine, which I actually like better because it's cheaper and it's also almost as efficient, but it addresses everything else that I need. With that said, let's wrap it up right there. Again, I want to thank you so much for watching all the way up to this point. If you have any questions right now, please put it in the comments and I'll try to address it in our YouTube video. The review will be coming out in a couple of weeks, so make sure to check that out. I guess we'll go live again sometime next week when we'll have a set of 2 other different cars or trucks. With that said, let's wrap it up. Thank you again, and I will see you in the next one.